Introduction. The Lord of the Rings is a classic epic fantasy novel written by J.R.R. Tolkien. The story follows hobbit Frodo Baggins as he embarks on a quest to destroy the One Ring, a powerful artifact created by the evil Sauron that has the ability to enslave the inhabitants of Middle-earth. Along the way, Frodo is joined by a fellowship of unlikely heroes, including the wizard Gandalf, the humans Aragorn and Boromir, the elves Legolas and Gimli, and the dwarves Gimli and Balin. Together, they must overcome great danger and adversity in their journey to destroy the ring and defeat Sauron. The tale is filled with adventure, magic, and friendship, as the heroes face obstacles and make sacrifices to achieve their ultimate goal. The quest begins. The story of The Lord of the Rings begins with hobbit Frodo Baggins inheriting a mysterious and powerful ring from his uncle Bilbo. The ring is revealed to be the One Ring, created by the Dark Lord Sauron in order to conquer Middle-earth and enslave its inhabitants. Gandalf, a wise wizard, informs Frodo that he must destroy the One Ring in the fiery depths of Mount Doom, the only place where it can be destroyed and the evil power of Sauron defeated. Frodo sets out on a quest to destroy the ring, accompanied by his loyal hobbit friends Sam, Merry and Pippin, as well as the dwarf Gimli, the elf Legolas, and the human Boromir. They are pursued by Sauron's forces, including the Ringwraiths, ghostly servants who will stop at nothing to retrieve the One Ring and bring it back to their master. Along the way, the Fellowship of the Ring encounters danger and adventure as they cross through treacherous lands and face unexpected challenges. They must use their wit and bravery to overcome obstacles and defeat Sauron's minions, all while Frodo bears the weight of the One Ring and its corrupting influence. Despite the odds stacked against them, the Fellowship remains determined to complete their mission and bring peace back to Middle-earth. The Journey to Mordor. Journey to Mordor is a crucial part of the Lord of the Rings story as it represents the heart of the quest to destroy the One Ring. Frodo, Sam, and the rest of the Fellowship embark on a treacherous journey through Middle-earth, facing numerous challenges and obstacles along the way. They encounter the enchanted land of Lothlorien, where they receive guidance and gifts from the Lady Galadriel, and are forced to navigate the dark and labyrinthine mines of Moria, where they are attacked by orcs and face the ancient demon, Balrog. As they continue on their journey, they must brave the barren and hostile landscape of the Eamon Mull, where they are stalked by Gollum, the former ring-bearer. They eventually reach the Black Land of Mordor, where they must endure the harsh and unforgiving environment, as well as the constant threat of discovery by the minions of Sauron. Despite the seemingly insurmountable odds, Frodo and Sam persevere, driven by their unwavering determination to destroy the One Ring and defeat Sauron, the Dark Lord of Mordor. The Battle of Helm's Deep. The Battle of Helm's Deep is a pivotal moment in J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. The battle takes place at the fortress of Helm's Deep, where the forces of good, led by King Theoden of Rohan, are faced with a massive army of orcs and Uruk-hai sent by the evil Sauron to destroy the kingdom. As the battle rages on, Theoden and his men, along with the help of Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, fight fiercely to protect their home and defeat the enemy. The fortress walls hold strong, but as the numbers of the enemy grow and the situation becomes dire, Theoden and his allies must find a way to turn the tide and secure victory. The Battle of Helm's Deep is a test of strength, strategy, and bravery, as the forces of good fight for their lives against the overwhelming forces of evil. With the help of unexpected allies, the Rohirrim and their allies are able to hold off the enemy and ultimately emerge victorious, securing their place in the ongoing war against Sauron and setting the stage for future battles to come. The Battle of Minas Tirith. The battle is one of the most pivotal moments in J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. After the defeat at Helm's Deep, the forces of Sauron turn their attention to Minas Tirith, the capital of Gondor, in an effort to claim the city and gain control of Middle-earth. The battle marks the beginning of the end of the War of the Ring, as the armies of Sauron clash with the combined forces of Gondor and Rohan. As the armies of Sauron march towards Minas Tirith, the city's defenders prepare for battle. They fortify the walls and gates of the city, knowing that they are vastly outnumbered by the enemy forces. Meanwhile, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, along with Gandalf and Pippin, set out to seek the aid of the army of the dead, hoping to turn the tide of the battle. As the armies clash, the battle is fought on several fronts. On the walls of Minas Tirith, the defenders engage in hand-to-hand combat with the enemy forces, using their swords and shields to push back the tide of orcs and trolls. Meanwhile, on the battlefield, Aragorn leads the charge, leading his army forward to engage the enemy forces. The battle is intense and brutal, with both sides suffering heavy losses. However, just as it seems that the forces of Sauron will win the day, the army of the dead arrives, turning the tide of the battle. With the help of the undead soldiers, Aragorn and his army are able to push back the enemy forces, reclaiming the city and securing a crucial victory in the War of the Ring. Despite the victory, the Battle of Minas Tirith is not without its costs. Many brave soldiers and defenders of Gondor fall in battle, and the city is left battered and scarred. Nevertheless, the victory marks a turning point in the War of the Ring, as the forces of good begin to reclaim their lost territories and push back against the forces of Sauron. In the end, the Battle of Minas Tirith is a testament to the bravery and determination of the defenders of Middle-earth. Despite being vastly outnumbered and facing impossible odds, they stand firm, determined to defend their city and their way of life against the forces of evil. Through their courage and sacrifice, they show that even in the darkest of hours, hope can triumph and that good will always find a way to triumph over evil. The return home and beyond. This marks the end of the journey for the members of the Fellowship of the Ring. Frodo and Sam reach Mount Doom and finally destroy the One Ring, ending the reign of Sauron. The rest of the group, including Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, participate in the Battle of the Black Gate, a fierce battle against Sauron's army that serves as a distraction while Frodo and Sam complete their mission. In the aftermath of the battle, Aragorn is crowned King of Gondor and begins the process of rebuilding and restoring peace to Middle-earth. Meanwhile, Frodo and Sam return home to the Shire, where they find that their friend, Merry, and Pippin have successfully defeated Saruman and his forces. The Shire is restored to its former glory, and Frodo, having been deeply affected by his journey, decides to leave Middle-earth and sail across the sea to the Undying Lands. He is accompanied by Gandalf, Bilbo, and Elrond. The rest of the members of the Fellowship return to their respective homes and lives, but the impact of their journey will forever be felt in Middle-earth. The story ends with the conclusion that the age of the great heroes has passed and a new age has begun, with the hope that peace and harmony will continue to flourish in the land. This marks the end of the journey for the members of the Fellowship of the Ring, but the beginning of a new era in Middle-earth's history.